The men in their 50s are probably one of the most insufferable demographics of men out there. These men are unhappy, financially stunted, mentally stunted, emotionally stunted, and still operating as if they are in their 20s. There's a lot of discord right now with younger women dating significantly older men because they think that these men have it together. They think that these men are mature. They think that these men are financially secure, and they think that these men are able to provide them with a life that a much younger man may not be able to do. And that is, in fact, not the case. Most of these men that are in their 50s and they're looking to date significantly younger women is because they are not together enough to even date the women that are in their age demographic. So they go after these younger women to ultimately steal the youth of these women. These men are bitter, they are controlling, they are manipulative, and they are extremely unhappy with their lives. Most of them have not put in the work. They don't have a career. Most of them don't have a home. Most of them don't have the finances. And a lot of them are stuck in their ways and jealous of these women who have their whole future ahead of them.
Damn. She sounds
So,
mad.
woman says that men in their 50s, dating men in their 50s, or let's just say older men in general, is bad. What say you, Carrie? Do you agree or disagree in general? Obviously, we know that no man is a monolith or no group of people is a monolith. Do you agree or disagree with her sentiment about men in their 50s? You're muted, Carrie.
Come back.
Carrie over there struggling. Carrie struggle streaming like a mug tonight. All right, we'll come back to Carrie. Let me go to Molly. Molly, what do you think about what was said?
I think that what that lady said, I hear a lot of women say that about older guys. Uh, I have friends who have significant, like, had relationships with significantly older men, and a lot of the time, those men are childish, probably a lot more childish than men in our age bracket, I'll put it like that. I don't really think dating older men is necessarily the flex that social media makes it seem like it is, because a lot of the times those older men are damaged, they have a lot going on, or they might be out of a divorce. And I do think that a lot of them do use younger women to kind of steal their youth. And a lot of the times, younger women will date an older man thinking he's more mature, and he's probably not. Yeah, it can be draining. I can see how it could be draining.
How can you steal an adult person's youth? Because I can guarantee you, those younger women would rather date a man who's older. Let's say we get a woman who's 25 years old. She would rather date a man who's 50 years old, who has money and is going to spend on her, over a 25-year-old man who doesn't, in her age bracket, who doesn't have the money and is not even willing to spend on her. If we're going to be honest. And all you guys can really be witness to this. They will date a man who's older because most times those guys have the money and they're willing to spend it. So they will leave you at your, same age group, 25, 23, 24, 26, go for an older man. So I don't know what this woman is saying, that older men steal younger women's youth. Maybe then in that case, younger women steal older men's money.
Carrie, what do you think about her sentiment about what most women can expect to date older men?
I think that she sounds like she's coming from a little bit of a salty spot.
Facts. She sounded
A lot
bitter.
of it.
Facts.
First of all, y'all know she was killing me with most men over 50 are this, and most men, and most men, and most men, this is the reason, and most men.
Facts. She sounded like she was talking about the type of older men that she's dating. So, in other words, she has met some guys who are 50 or over 50. It didn't go well. Dated them. It didn't go well. Maybe they broke up with her. They ditched her, and she's mad.
The whole time I'm like, how do you know? Like,
I'm proud of you, Carrie.
How the heck do you know?
All I wanted to hear.
I mean, I'm sure there are probably some older men who fit what she's saying, but
Yeah.
I would think that older men who target younger women, it's less of I can like front like I'm more of this than that, and more of she's probably more like malleable. She'll do what I want her to do. I won't have to deal with her being set in her ways and having strong opinions. Like I would think it's more down that road. And that's also based off of me hearing older men talk about it. But I don't know. Like I don't have a personal experience with. I don't think it's what she said. I don't think it's what she said.
Facts. And she kept talking about how older men are stuck in their ways. And clearly she looked like an older woman. She's stuck in her ways too, because clearly she's bitter. Right? For me, all I look about, the way I look at it is men want something from women, women want something from men. So if a woman who's 24, 23 is dealing with a guy who's 50, she knows what she's getting herself into. Usually it's the money. She wants the money because the guy her age, maybe in college, they're in college together. The guys don't have money. And they're not even willing to spend it because they have homework. They got to buy noodles and shit like that. They got to go to their part-time job. But the guy who's 50 and has the money, he's going to spend it. So for her to say men over 50 are broke and they're jealous of older women and this and that, she just sounds jealous that the men who are over 50 can deal and date women who are younger, while a woman her age cannot really date men who are younger.
I don't think that's what she said. And she looks like she had her eyes on somebody.
Yeah.
They ain't had their eyes on her. She might have took her ring off, but I ain't seen no ring. So I don't know. I'm just kind of mindful of single looking women having such strong feedback and advice and knowledge and wisdom about men.
Facts.
So that's my
Well,
answer.
I think she has a point though, because you do get, okay, say a woman is 23, 24, 25. The man is 45 plus, and he's thinking about molding her and her being more malleable. But what happens in another decade or so when she hits 30, 35 plus and things start to change? Because I do see a lot of the times women will get into those situations and then they become resentful after a while because they start to grow up. I just don't see why men would date women whose brain isn't fully developed.
Yeah, I also don't see why women would date men who are rich. I mean, we can have all these hypothetical questions and scenarios. You don't see why men would date, and who says the brain is not fully developed? Because those same women who don't have brains fully developed, they're developed enough to reject men who are their age because they don't have money. In that case, their brains are fully developed because they can detect that the guy my age who I'm in college with is broke, so I'm not going to date him. I'm going to reject him. But for some reason, when the guy who has money, who's older, comes around, now their brains are not fully developed. Do you see how this doesn't make sense?
I don't know. And then a lot of the times I do see older guys, they'll mentally bring themselves down to that girl's level. So I don't know. And I think the internet is glamorizing big age gap relationships.
What's too
And
big
I
now
don't,
for you?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if the man is 50 plus and say she's under the age of 30,
No,
that's a big
like
age
give me a
gap.
number. How many years is the age gap too big?
A decade or more. But I think it also depends because if you're probably 30, 35 dating a woman that's probably in her mid to late 20s. But some men are older and they do try to take advantage of a woman's youth. And I do think that a lot of women do at some point become resentful. And I've had conversations. I have a friend, she's younger than me a little bit, and she had a baby by a man who was in his 70s.
Because she saw the money.
And
I
he,
don't like how she keeps saying men are taking advantage of the women, but she's not talking about how women take advantage of those guys and their money. She's not talking about that part. Funny how that works.
the maturity is financially, yes, he is straight financially, but the maturity,
See? There it is. So her friend had a baby with a guy who's 70 because he's financially he's straight. So clearly she knew that going in, right? But now she's still trying to say her friend is a victim and she was used by an older rich man. Like I said, most women would rather be with a man who's way older than them, who has the money and spending it, than be with a guy their same age who's broke. That is just the facts. They're not building shit with no man who's broke.
no, it's not there.
Yeah.
It's like he tries to keep up with her. And I know sometimes women kind of look for a dad type of thing when it comes to older men. So it's like she didn't really respect him at the end of the day.
Quentin,
What's the question?
what do you think about the sentiment of the woman that said that men that are older are, most of them are dusty, and that they're basically looking to steal the youth of women that are younger than them, and they have more difficulty attracting women that's their age? You can attack any one of those points or all of them.
I don't know. I don't date men over 50, so I wouldn't know what that looks like.
Jesus.
So I guess at this point I would just be taking up.
Culturally, what do you think about men that date younger women?
It depends. Like I'm right about Molly. Like I think like 10 to 15 is probably to break it off right there. Anything like I don't know. I just think like because I date older women, I can speak from my perspective. Like maybe I'm like 33 and she's like 46, so she still ain't aged out yet. Like she getting there, but like the more you get up to the 50 and the 55, and I'm still down here, I just don't think long term is sustainable. And it's fun.
I mean, I just watched a video on Kendra G's show. A woman was 20 and she dated a man who was 82. Why? The money. And she said she doesn't care because they want the money. They're all about the money. So if we're going to be honest in this conversation, we have to say what both people are looking for in each other. Because even the people who are the same age, a man is 25, a woman is 25, they have expectations of each other. So maybe one of the expectations a 25-year-old woman is going to have for a 25-year-old man is she's not expecting him to spend so much money on her because she doesn't have the money, but she's probably going to expect him to call her every day, morning, lunch, and nighttime, text her all the time, compliment her, I don't know, use his car to take her wherever she wants. They're going to be expectations. It's called a relationship for a reason, because both parties expect something from each other. So I didn't like hot take. I liked hot take, but I'll put down the full link down below to Anton Daniel's channel. What do you guys think about that?